Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by CivicCentre IAS, where we try to discuss the top 10 topics for prelims for UPSC CSE 2025 from the Hindu, the Indian Express and the PIB. Displayed are the topics which we are going to discuss for today's video. The first article of the day says that the National Clean Air Program envisages reduction in the PM10 level up to 40% or achievement of national standards by 2025-26. Furthermore, due to the efforts made under the program, 97 of 130 cities have shown improvement in air quality in terms of annual PM concentrations in financial year 2023-24 with respect to the levels of 2017-18. In this context, we'll talk about the Air Quality Index and then about the National Clean Air Program. See, the Air Quality Index in India is a tool designed to provide the public with real-time information about the quality of air in their localities. Know that the air quality system categorizes the air quality into 6 levels, ranging from good, which is amounts to 0 to 50, to severe, which is 400 plus, providing an easily understandable way to assess the impact of pollution on health. So these are the following categories under the Air Quality Index. Significantly, the Air Quality Index is based on the concentrations of 8 key pollutants, which are particulate matter 10 or the PM10, PM2.5, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia and lead. Know that each pollutant's concentration is converted into a numerical scale that reflects its health impact, and the pollutant with the highest score determines the overall air quality index for that location. Moving on to talk about the National Clean Air Program. See, it is a comprehensive initiative launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to tackle air pollution across India. So, introduced in the year 2019, the NCAP aims to reduce the particulate matter concentrations by 20 to 30% by the year 2024, using 2017 as the baseline year. Now, what are the key features of this NCAP? See, the program focuses on 1 or 2 non-attainment cities identified based on their air quality data from 2011 to 15. Know that these cities have consistently failed to meet the national ambient air quality standards. Then secondly, the NCAP emphasizes on collaborative, multi-scale and cross-sectoral approach involving various ministries, state governments, local bodies and other stakeholders. Then each targeted city is required to develop a city-specific action plan outlining the strategies to combat air pollution. So these plans include measures such as enhancing public transportation, promoting the use of cleaner fuels, and controlling industrial emissions. Next, the program includes the establishment of real-time air quality monitoring networks and data dissemination systems to ensure transparency and public awareness. Lastly, NCAP encourages active public participation and awareness campaigns to educate the citizens about the adverse effects of air pollution and also the importance of collective action. The second article says that in a revised proposal sent to the centre earlier this month, the Kerala government requested the declaration of 8,590.69 square kilometers across 98 villages and 12 districts as ecologically sensitive areas in the Western Ghats. Furthermore, the area proposed for the ESZs demarcation is 121 square kilometers smaller than what was submitted to the centre in May this year. In this context, we shall see what eco-sensitive zones are. See, the eco-sensitive zones or the ESZs, also known as the ecologically fragile areas, are regions surrounding the protected areas like the national parks and the wildlife sanctuaries. Know that these zones act as buffer zones, mitigating the external impacts on the core protected regions and maintaining ecological balance. If we have to look at the legal framework associated with it, see, the concept of the ESZ is rooted in the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. So the Section 3 Clause 2 Subclause V empowers the central government to restrict the areas where certain industries or operations may be prohibited or regulated. Additionally, under the Rule 5 Clause 1 of the Environmental Protection Rules of 1986, allows the government to impose restrictions based on environmental considerations. But what are the objectives of the ecologically sensitive zones? See, the ESZs serve as the transition zones between highly protected areas and the regions with lesser protection, reducing negative external influences. Furthermore, they serve They helps preserve the rich biodiversity by regulating activities that could harm the environment. And lastly, ESZs promote sustainable development by allowing eco-friendly activities while restricting the harmful ones. Significantly, the Ministry of the Environment, Forest and Climate Change has issued guidelines for the declaration of the ESZs. These guidelines emphasize on first, the extent of an ESZ is determined based on the unique ecological and environmental characteristics of the area. Then the activities within the ESZs are categorized as prohibited, regulated or permissible, ensuring that the development does not compromise ecological integrity. And lastly, involving local communities and stakeholders in the planning and management of ESZs to ensure effective conservation. The next article says that on the momentous occasion of completion of 75 years of adoption of the Constitution of India, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will participate in the Constitution Day celebrations on 26 November at around 5 p.m. at the auditorium of the Administrative Building Complex of the Supreme Court. So the Constitution Day, also called as the Samvidhan Divas, is celebrated on 26 November annually. Significantly, it commemorates the adoption of the Constitution of India on 26 November 1949, which came into effect on 26 January of 1950, which we call the Republic Day. So, historically speaking, the Constituent Assembly was set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946. So, the first meeting was held on December 9th of 1946, where Dr. Sachidanand Sinha as the provisional president. Then there was elected permanent chairman, who was Dr. Rajendra Prasad of December 11th of 1946. Then there was drafting committee chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So the purpose of this drafting committee was constitution drafting based on the reports of 13 committees. Finally, the constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and the same came into effect on 26 January 1950. So these are the key features of the Indian Constitution. The next article says that the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has approved One Nation, One Subscription, which is a new central sector scheme for providing country-wide access to scholarly research articles and journal publication. Know that the scheme will be administered through a simple, user-friendly and fully digital process. So, this will be a One Nation, One Subscription facility for the government, higher education institutions and R&D laboratories of the central government. In this context, we'll talk about it. See, it is a central sector scheme which is launched with an objective to provide country-wide access to scholarly research articles and journal publications for higher education institutions and research and development laboratories. Now, if we have to look at some of the key features of the scheme, with respect to financial allocation, see a budget of 6,000 crore rupees for a duration of 3 calendar years, which is from 2025 to 2027 was given. Then know that it is managed through a unified digital portal and coordinated by INFLI BNET, which is an autonomous inter-university center under UGC. Furthermore, a coverage of over 6,300 institutions, including higher education institutions under the central and state governments and R&D laboratories of the central government. Significantly, nearly 1.8 crore students, faculty and researchers are going to be benefited from the scheme. Now, what are the benefits under it? See, it ensures universal access to scholarly journals and articles for students and researchers across the country. Then it promotes interdisciplinary research and inclusion of Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in research development. Notably, it aligns with Viksit Bharat 2047, National Education Policy 2020 and Anusandhan National Research Foundation goals. This is the implementation mechanism for it. You can have a look. The next article is in the context of the Supreme Court upholding the 42nd Amendment in a judgment recently. In this context, we'll talk about the preamble. See, a preamble is an introductory statement in a document that explains the document's philosophy and objectives. Notably, it was inspired by a preamble of the Constitution of the United States of America. So, in a constitution, it presents the intention of its framers, the history behind its creation, and the core values and principles of the nation. Significantly, the ideals behind the preamble to India's constitution were laid by Jawaharlal Nehru's Objectives Resolution adopted by the Constituent Assembly on January 22nd of 1947. Now, what are the components of the preamble in India? See, it is indicated by the preamble that the source of the authority of the Constitution lies with the people of India. Significantly, the preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Furthermore, the objectives stated by the preamble are to secure the justice, liberty, equality to all citizens and promote fraternity to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. And lastly, the date is mentioned in the preamble when it was adopted. That is, the date is 26 November 1949. Few key changes were made to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment from the original constitution. So, the terms socialist, secular, and integrity were added to the preamble through this amendment, and it further changed the unity of the nation to the unity and integrity of the nation. The next article says that the central government on Monday announced the 1,435 crore PAN 2.0 project to make the permanent account number, which is the PAN number, a common business identifier for all digital systems of the government agencies. In this context, we'll talk about the PAN first and then various aspects related to PAN 2.0. So what is a PAN card? See, a PAN, which stands for permanent account number, is a 10-character alphanumeric identifier issued by the Income Tax Department, available upon application or automatic allocation. Significantly, it serves as a unique identifier linking individuals and entities to the tax system. Now, what are the uses of it? See, it tracks the tax payments, TDS or the TCS credits, and the income returns, and also it monitors the financial transactions and official communications. Now, who issues this PAN card? See, the PAN card is issued by the Income Tax Department with the help from authorized district level PAN agencies, which are the UTI, ITSL, and Protean e-Government Technologies Limited. Now, the Cabinet Committee on the Economic Affairs, chaired by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, has approved the PAN 2.0 project of the Income Tax Department with a financial allocation of 1,435 crore, which is a huge number. If we look at the key objectives, see, firstly, it is to streamline the taxpayer registration services with faster, high-quality delivery. Then, establishing a single source of truth for reliable and accurate data. Thirdly, introducing eco-friendly processes and optimizing costs. And lastly, enhanced security by strengthening the infrastructure to ensure data security and operational agility. Now, these are the features of the PAN 2.0. Significantly, it aligns with the Digital India vision and establishes PAN as a common identifier for all digital systems of specified government agencies. The next article says that the Supreme Court on Monday directed the Commission for Air Quality Management to immediately take a call on relaxing the Graded Response Action Plan Strategy 4 restrictions to allow resumption of physical classes in schools and colleges in Delhi and other parts of the National Capital Region. In this context, we'll talk about the Commission for Air Quality Management, in short called the CAQM. See, CAQM is a statutory body established by the Government of India to address the air pollution issues and improve air quality in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas. Significantly, the Commission was created with the aim of formulating and overseeing the implementation of policies, strategies, and actions to control and reduce air pollution in the region. Now, how and when it was established? See, the Commission for the Air Quality Management was established in the year 2021 through the passage of the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Act of 2021. Then, it came into existence as a response to the growing concerns over deteriorating air quality, particularly in the Delhi NCR region, which has one of the most polluted air in the world. Now, what are the objectives of the CAQM? Firstly, to take proactive and corrective actions to improve air quality in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas. Secondly, to coordinate and harmonize the efforts of various state governments, ministries, and agencies involved in managing air pollution. Then, to promote research on air quality management and to collect and analyze the data related to air pollution. Then, to oversee the implementation of air quality standards and to ensure that the measures taken are effective in curbing pollution. And lastly, to raise the awareness among the citizens about the importance of the clean air and the measures they can adopt to reduce the pollution. Moving on to talk about the Graded Response Action Plan. See, the GRAP is a set of emergency measures that kick in to prevent further deterioration of air quality once it reaches a certain threshold in the Delhi NCR region. Know that it was approved by the Supreme Court in 2016 after the Supreme Court's order in the matter of MC Mehta versus the Union of India of 2016, and it was notified in the year 2017. Then, how is it implemented? See, from 2021 onwards, the GRAP is being implemented by the CAQM. But till 2020, the Supreme Court appointed the Environmental Pollution Prevention and Control Authority used to order states to implement the GRAP measures. So, the EPCA was dissolved and replaced by the Commission for Air Quality Management in 2020. Furthermore, CAQM relies on air quality and meteorological forecasts by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology and the India Meteorological Department. See, these are the 4 stages of GRAP. The next article says that the Union Cabinet at a meeting here on Monday approved the continuation of the Atal Innovation Mission implemented by the Niti Aayog with an enhanced allocation of 2,750 crore for a period till 31st March of 2028. In this context, we'll talk about the Atal Innovation Mission. See, it is the Government of India's flagship initiative to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in the country and was set up in the year 2016. Significantly, the objective is to create and promote an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the country at school, university, research institutions, MSMEs and industry levels. Notably, it is implemented by the Niti Aayog. So the Atal Innovation Mission has the multiple programs to encourage and support innovation in the country. Some of the components of AIM are Atal Tinkering Apps, Atal Incubation Centers, Atal New India Challenge, Mentor of the Change Program, Atal Community Innovation Center, and Atal Research and Innovation for Small Enterprises. The next article says that Nirva, which is a female cheetah, has delivered cubs at the Kuno National Park of Madhya Pradesh, according to the wildlife officials. So in this context, let's first talk about the Kuno National Park and then about Project Cheetah. See, the Kuno National Park is located in the Shiopur district in Madhya Pradesh, and know that it is nestled near the Vindhyan Hills. Now, talking about the Project Cheetah, see, the Cheetah Reintroduction Project in India is formally commenced on 17th September of 2022 to restore the population of cheetahs, which were declared extinct in the country in the year 1952. Significantly, the Project Cheetah is the world's first intercontinental large wild carnivore translocation project. Furthermore, the project involves the translocation of cheetahs from South Africa and Namibia to the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Know that the project is implemented by the National Tiger Conservation Authority in collaboration with the Madhya Pradesh Forest Department, Wildlife Institute of India, and cheetah experts from Namibia and South Africa. The last article of the day says that the centre announced National Mission on Natural Farming as a standalone centre-sponsored scheme under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to promote natural farming among 1 crore farmers across the country with a budget outlay of 2,481 crore. In this context, let us first talk about the National Mission on Natural Farming and then see what is natural farming. See, the National Mission on Natural Farming has been formulated by upscaling the Bharatiya Pratitik Krishi Paddhati to promote natural farming across the country. Significantly, it will cover a 7.5 lakh hectare area by developing 15,000 clusters. So, the farmers willing to implement natural farming on their field will be registered as a cluster members. Each cluster shall comprise of 50 farmers or more with a 50 hectare land. Also, each cluster can fall into one village or spread across 2-3 nearby villages under the same Gram Panchayat. See, under the National Mission for Natural Farming, the farmers will receive a financial assistance of 15,000 per hectare per year for 3 years for the creation of on-farm input production infrastructure. However, the incentives would be provided to farmers only when they commit to natural farming and have actually taken it up. So, if a farmer defaults or does not continue with the natural farming, subsequent installments shall not be disbursed. Now, what is natural farming at all? See, natural farming is a chemical-free farming method based on locally available resources. Notably, it promotes traditional indigenous practices which give freedom to farmers from externally purchased inputs. So, the major stress of the natural farming is on on-farm biomass recycling with biomass mulching, use of on-farm desi cow dung urine formation, managing pests through diversity, on-farm botanical concotions, and exclusion of all synthetic chemical inputs either directly or indirectly. So we have discussed top 10 articles from the Hindu, Indian Express and the PIB from the UPSC CSE Prelims perspective. We'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Thank you.